Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Woodville in South Australia, where the brand new clubhouse and facilities has been set up, and we are, well, it's been christened before. There's been a couple of games on it now, but we are here and we are in NRC2, and we are seeing South Australia, the under-23 side, taking on New South Wales Country Eagles. Country Eagles in their traditional orange jerseys, taking on South Australia in their red and black jerseys. South Australia attacking the right of your screen, New South Wales attacking the left of your screen. Beautiful spring day here in South Australia. We came to you late into this one, with New South Wales Country leading this one 7-0 already. South Australia swing it back to the far side, try and find a little bit of room, can't get away on the outside. Counter ruck from New South Wales is good. Box kick is charged down now, and South Australia can get away, and they do get away. And Jacob will run away, and he will go over for South Australia. And a shock for the Eagles as South Australia will fight back and bite back. Kick to come. So South Australia a kick away from tying it up. Eliepa will line up the kick. Kick is on the way. Flags go up and we are all tied up. So New South Wales, who started really well and came out of the blocks and got an early try, now find themselves back at parity, and they will restart. Coached by Gareth Atkinson. Assisted by Jason Hyam. High hanging kick. Caleb Whittam will take it. South Australia can build again. Hit hard behind the gain line again from South Australia. They want to try and get to the gain line. Just can't quite get there. Eliepa will just try and turn the New South Wales Country Eagles around. He can't. And the back three can look to counter. Fine Nethery, little one-handed pass, goes forward though. Killick will snap it up. Now they have the advantage. Wiggett. Finds to Kaki. They're going to come back for the knock-on. Turned it over in the tackle, I think. Is South Australia, a little bit of a steep learning curve for these young men from South Australia. Just have to lift everything once you get to the rep rugby level. Lots of room to work with for South Australia. Eliepa in midfield will look for the short ball, wasn't there. Snaffled and turned over by the Eagles. How quickly can they turn defence into attack? Go out onto the far side. Just lost his footing. And they will restart in midfield. Fangupo will try and find some space. Now they go again through Hobbs. Hobbs will make his way towards the 22. Off they go again. Little in and out, and then the support is there. Try to float it over the top. Can they get the numbers there? Right into the corner. Good cover in defence from the South Australians, but the Eagles are still going. Now they will look open. Just rolls around a couple of tackles, gets there, gets over the line, and Biu, too strong. Rolled away from a couple of tackles, and 5 meters out, he's going to be difficult to stop. New South Wales just showing the power and the pace that they turn defence into attack. New South Wales got in yesterday, staying in a wonderful suburb of North Adelaide. Buatava lining up the kick. Kick is on its way, just pulls it. Can't quite get there. So South Australia will restart. Just the 5 points down. New South Wales will take the kickoff. Tries to shake his way out of a couple of tackles. Fangupo does get away. Now they have got time and space out on this near side. Clark just puts his head down, takes on a couple. And again they are there. Can they get... Biggest difference between South Australia and New South Wales at the moment is just New South Wales getting themselves across the gain line, forcing South Australia to have to come back around. They do win the line out there, one halfway. So bang on halfway. Rock and I will put the ball in, look for Caleb Whitten. Outside arm, so he's not going to get away with it. So I know there's a free kick, so they did get away with it. Elected for the scrum. There's a little bit of a blind side. About 15 metres for them to work in if they want it. Just talking about again, New South Wales looking strong in the scrummage. Out the back to Save. Save will straighten, try and find a way through. They do get across the gain line now. Can they get away? Eliipa will step back inside. Saw something he liked. Met strongly by Gatai. Save putting his hand up for work again. Wiggett to Whitten. Got himself a little bit isolated, but the clean out helped him and worked. Rock and I. Trying to find some space down that far side, but it's been turned over, and New South Wales now again pulling out the back and look to counter-attack with Lenihan. He will send it out one-on-one on this near side. Steps inside, beats one. Save to beat. Does beat him. Strong run. Couldn't get away with couldn't get the offload away. Now the orange shirts stream forward. 5 meters out again. Harris sends it into midfield. And again, they will find the big fellas close to the line. Didn't quite get there. Now they do. Just strength in numbers. Ramika thought he got there. Didn't quite get there. Gave it to his front row brotherhood in Jordan Clark, who he will get over. Just pick and drive from the back, and too big and too strong. So Buatava will look to just push them out in front. Missed his last one. This one should be a little bit easier. And no problems with that one. Straight through. So 19.27. High hanging kick again. Oh, that's a nasty one, and that's Brody Porter who's gone in. Just a penalty for now. Nice short ball, and the Eagles are away again. Too many metres after the gain line for them, and a little knock on will get South Australia out of jail, but just the little mistakes from South Australia. Brody Porter did very, very well to stay on the field after that one. Again, the South Australian scrum goes backwards, but they get away. Eliapa pulls it out the back now. And again, just too big and strong for Tyrone Smith. He'll find himself tackled into touch. Trying to find a way around the outside of this New South Wales side. Turika Bethi met him at the apex. So New South Wales will elect the scrum. It was knocked on into touch, so they had the choice, and they've decided to go with the scrum. Just got a little bit more width, and again they'll look into midfield. This time they just kick it across. The kick is inch perfect, and the support in and out is not needed, and Tom Baker will go over, and New South Wales will push away. Inch perfect kick, and Baker was there. And then the little in out just turned round the defenders, and easy as first play score. South Australia under 23s finding themselves on the wrong end of a score that's starting to get a little bit out of hand now. Of course, we will be here for every game of the NRC2 competition. Games are playing today, tomorrow and Sunday. So Buatava's kicking at 66% at the moment. Flags go up to make him up to 75. So today we have New South Wales Country versus South Australia under 23. 10 past 5, you will see Perth Gold versus Tasmania, and then it's 6:20. The big one, the Derby, South Australia taking on Victoria Country. All of those times, obviously, Australian Central Time. Another high-hanging kick, but straight out this time, and those restarts are what they need to work on. This third-tier competition, I suppose you would call it. One step down from the NRC. But the preparation time for both of these sides not been brilliant. We're not far out of, well, certainly the South Australian season only ended 2 weeks ago. New South Wales ended a little bit earlier, but the country boys have to come from all over what is a fairly big state and then try and get together and work it out. They had a run around last night here at Glen Eagles. Again, they will shift it away from the back. They've gone 8-9, looked for the 15, but referee says it's forward and will come back. So South Australia will have a scrum in midfield on halfway. They can open up that blind side if they want to. They have overloaded, but they've overloaded to the scrum half side, so none of that. Nope, they've gone. Have overloaded away from the scrum half. So if they did decide to do a blindside move, they're going to run right into the halfback, but it's not going to be able to set anything up as they were absolutely marched backwards. And a penalty on halfway. Buatava will move them towards the South Australian line, just around the 22-metre line. Not sure that was the target, but it's going to work. And New South Wales country again. Then a flat ball into Buatava. Now they're going to launch again. Big dangerous runner in Bio again will break the line, and again he will find his way around the back. He will score his second of the day. That's the second one really from a first phase, from a set piece. And Bio just too big and too strong. Cannot go upstairs on him. He will punish you. Now the score is definitely getting away from South Australia. 31 points to 7 with the kick to come. And the flags will go up. No reason for the bid to be a massive inquisition for South Australia. They will have looked at these fixtures and decided which ones, and they would have put a pencil mark next to the ones that they would want to take out. Tomorrow afternoon we'll be with you from about 12:30 is the first game. Another good high-hanging kick from Eliapa. Taken again by the Eagles. Another short ball to B, who gets his hands free, gets the offload to Corcoran. Now they're away near side, out the back, and again a short ball to Harris. Harris this time will give it on to Lenihan. Lenihan is tackled. The Eagles will Line them up again, and again they cross that gain line. Came off Bio's hands, went backwards, picked up by Nethery. Ngati finds a way into midfield. Now they will launch again. Again pulled out the back. Numbers all the way out wide, and they have found a number, and he will go over. Taragabethi will go over and score another one for New South Wales. Just too many numbers for them. And again, they find themselves behind the gain line and forcing South Australia to scramble defensively. So Buatava will look to carry on with his kicking. He's just missed the one, but he missed was from around this position, so see whether it plays on his mind at all. He does make a change, pushes it further out to the right. Didn't come back as far, but good enough. So New South Wales, as we approach, there's still a fair amount of time to go in this first half, and they are at 40 points to 7. There's a young South Australian side. A lot of them are playing Premier Grade rugby though at the moment. Save looks the challenge, can't quite get there, and again New South Wales can go, and again they're away. Support inside and outside. One of them is Rameka. Rameka will give it back inside, then good hands. Scrambling defence will come back and get them. That's the line, and they're over it again. I think it's Dane Nethery who's going to come up with the ball. New South Wales country just continue to compound the punishment on top of this very young South Australian side. I'd say it's not a terrible start. I think, you know, if we look at what's going to happen over the weekend. Tomorrow we'll be with you from about 12:30 with the South Australian under-23s taking on the loser of Game 2 tonight, so either Perth or Tasmania. Then at 1:40 Queensland country. First time we'll see them take on New South Wales country. That could be a big one. And then at 2:50 the winner of Victoria country in South Australia will take on the winner of the first game tomorrow. It's all very confusing. There is this is all on the South Australian Rugby Facebook page, Rugby Union South Australia Facebook page, and then 5 o'clock there will be another game tomorrow. And then on Sunday it's all the finals. That one will come back off the post. But that is a lot of rugby for these teams, so squad depth is going to be vitally important. New South Wales country certainly will be looking at taking on Queensland country tomorrow. Will want to keep their players as fresh as they possibly can. Elliott is certainly getting a fair amount of work out with his restarts, and again a nice high hanging restart. Again New South Wales comfortable with it. Picked up off the bootlaces. My Fangupo does find a way through, and again he will find the big running Biu. Biu will send it out to Rameka, and Rameka again can gallop forward and cross the halfway line. Biu again into midfield. He's having a day out, open play, and Pepper can get there and get hands on. Yeah, first time we've called his name tonight. And a penalty. South Australia finally get a little bit of go forward, and they are rewarded for that. Eliippa will kick towards that new clubhouse. You can just see to the our left of the assistant referee the very, very impressive NRC2 trophy. Wiggett to Eliippa, takes on the line, can't find a gap. So they will restart and reload. Wiggett on the bounce, but it works for them. Nearly held up, but they have managed to. Save will step into first receiver, got man and ball, and the turnover comes again. New South Wales Country again will go quick. Again they will run out, and again they find this left winger, and then an inside ball will find Lenihan, and he will stroll round underneath the posts. New South Wales Country just showing just the difference in skill level for them, how quickly they turn a turnover into damaging and quick rugby. So kick bang in front. So that will be half time from Glen Eagles, and we will take a short break and we'll be back with you for half number 2. So we are back. New South Wales Country are leading this one emphatically, 52 points to 7. There is danger that we're going to test the 3 digits on our scoreboard again today. I might just see whether we can get a close-up of this very, very impressive trophy. I saw it before and I was very, very impressed with it. Probably one of the best looking trophies in sport at the moment, I would say. So New South Wales Country will start the second half. Looks like they've made a change at first. No, just trying to see whether they've made any changes at half time. There is one. That's Benjamin Damon who will restart. South Australia will have first go at the ball and they're going to find a way through. And the offload to Rockenai, but he is very, very isolated. Wilson trying to find a way through. Eli Ipper sends it out on the far side. They managed to keep going. Wiggett into midfield, bounces around. Kai Wilson will pick it up. South Australia will get going forward. Arm is out. I think there was a side entry on the ruck. South Australia with good continuity so far. Eli Ipper again. It'll show and go. Try and find a way through. The offload doesn't quite go to hand, but they're going to come back for a penalty. So the kick into the corner and South Australia will have a line out in a very, very promising place. The story of the game so far, New South Wales Country came out, scored the early try. And then South Australia, somewhat surprisingly, turnover, fought back straight away and evened us up. So it's 52 points to 7 at the moment, because as New South Wales Country settled into it. Just found it too easy running through the midfield of South Australia. Wiggett to Eli Ipper. Out to Save. Save manages to run away from the first one. Gets himself a little bit of room. Gets dragged down from behind. Not held, so went again. Again, the counter ruck from New South Wales. Big and strong, and it's slowed everything down for South Australia. Just looking to try and find some space at the edges, and they get another penalty. It looks like they want to kick into the corner again. So South Australia will have a lineup. All the way over the back. New South Wales will turn it over. Well, they will be capable of running from here if they want to. We'll see whether they just settle down and work the processes. They don't have to, because they've come right through the middle. Now they are away. The speed of this New South Wales backlines have caused problems for South Australia. Found a little bit of a gap. Cover manages to come across and slow him down at least. Lenihan again working hard. Now the big Lockie Harris will find a way through. Up towards the 22. And again they will go. Into midfield, the old bouncing ball to Vainicolo. Near side again, little inside ball, finds some space. Save to beat, and he does beat Save. Covering tackle comes across. Again, the orange shirts start to stream forwards. Baker will find a way through, and Baker will score. So that will be 57 points to 7, so a 50-point difference early in the second half. So a change of kicker. Lenihan will look to kick his first one for the day. First one goes through. So 59 points to 7. That's 6 minutes gone in the first half. So it's a big old day out for this under-23 side. Aliapa drives this one towards the 22. New South Wales look to spread it and spread it early. Lockie Harris tries to find a gap through the middle. He's had a little bit of a day out, that young man. Well, they will look on that far side. Managed to find a way through. Vinacolo stopped and then started again. Again, they will look in midfield. Big collision in midfield. Wilson feeling it. Again, the short ball will find a gap. Support runner on his outside. It's Harris. New South Wales country continue to just punish this South Australian midfield. Pulled out the back, good ball, and he's managed to find a way through. Again, he will dance his way through, and the offload doesn't quite go to hand. Bio will send it out, and Vinacolo runs around the outside, but it's gone forward. So South Australia will get a scrum in a dangerous position for them. The last scrum from New South Wales country walked them backwards. So that is going to be a change for South Australia. Kai Wilson going off. Went down almost straight away with his shoulder. So Wiggett will put the ball into the scrum. And again, that South Australian scrum goes backwards and backwards quickly, and it's turned over. Little offload, and they're in within 5 again. Short ball, then pulled out the back. Off the bootlaces, and then fired out to this near side. One to beat. Little offload, and over they go. And Lenihan will score. And again, the speed in midfield of this New South Wales countryside causing all sorts of problems for South Australia. They're under 23 side, and scrum just too big. Excellent pickup. And then a long, long ball over. Baker thought he got there. Drew in the defender's little pop out of it, and Lenihan in the right place at the right time is the beneficiary of probably one of the easiest tries he's ever scored in his career. So Lenihan will look to kick away. So Lenihan is 100% at the moment. It's never coming back. So South Australia will restart again. On the wrong end of a 64-7 scoreline at the moment. Restart from Eliapa again. Restart is okay, not as contestable as they've been. And again, New South Wales Country will just look into the midfield. And again, they roll well over the gain line, up towards halfway. Ball goes on the boot, finds the grass. How's the bounce? It's picked up behind the and South Australia can't quite get the strength in numbers that they needed. And again, the counter ruck from New South Wales is good. Whitten does well and read it, but it's been stolen. Little inside ball. The support numbers are there. The support runners are there. And Alec Corcoran will wander underneath the post and score another one for the Eagles. And South Australia just unable to deal with the speed and strength of this Country Eagles side. As Lenihan will look to line this up. And the kick goes over. So 71 points to 7 and plenty of time left in this one. Better kick from Eliapa, and they do manage to contest that one, but again the Country Eagles will get hands on it, and again they can go. Pretty much in this second half, every possession they've had has turned into points. Again they look into midfield to Biu. Again he gets his hands free and the offload is there. Marshall tries to find a way through. Again they will just continue the relentless march forward. Biu gets his hands free again. It'll pick and go. Puts his head down, but there's a whistle, so they'll get a scrum. They're going to come back for a Country Eagles scrum. So New South Wales Country Eagles will have a scrum in a very, very strong position for them. Wide out on the left. Takes the scrum half way out of the defensive setup. Winger for New South Wales Country, Tom Baker, well out here on the near touchline. Scrum one and set. Told to use it. Whitten breaks early. Disrupts it, but it's only a matter of how long for. Another little pick and drive. Again they will go, allowed to come a long, long way, and they do get over the line. Can they get it down? South Australia have got hands on. Again, it will just give them a delay. 5 metre scrum. Not playing full NRC laws today. So it's a scrum to New South Wales Country Eagles. The way that this New South Wales Country Eagles scrum has been today, you would say that the threat of a pushover try is very, very real for this South Australian side. Scrum will break up and a penalty. See whether they want to go quick. They do want to go quick. Biu is on a hat-trick, tries to find a way through, does find a way through, and he will get his hat-trick for the day. Josefa Biu. Really only going to be one result for the big fella from that far out. A forward hat trick. It is a rare thing, but he's got one today. So Lenihan sends it towards goal, and the flags go up, and another 2 points tacked on. So 76 points to 7. And 13 minutes to go in this one. Restart goes deep. And again, the Eagles will just power out of their own 22. All thoughts of exit plays have gone out the window now. It's run it from anywhere from them. Other away, and Biu again will be strong and roll over towards the 10-metre line. Just pulled out the back. Good ball to Rameka. Rameka trying to find a way through. Gets the offload away. Not held. And again, they will look into midfield. Little inside ball will find Corcoran. And South Australia have turned it over. Looks up and just sees an orange wall. It's the ground. Tired support from the South Australians, and only 2 of them there. They did okay. Save tries to do something with it. Wants a little bit of individual brilliance. Again, huge amounts of pressure from the Country Eagles on the back of the South Australian scrum, and again, the New South Wales Country Eagles can find a way to knock down the door. McNamara. And just the pick and drive. They're over the line. Do they get it down? Yes, they do. And the Country Eagles just continue to demoralise the junior Falcons. I think that's Kai Marshall who's got the last hand on it. And it's probably been the perfect start to a tournament for the New South Wales Country Eagles. Not too taxing. Ability to use most of their squad and keep them fresh. This is as much for the coaches this weekend as the players themselves. They'll have to manage the minutes that the players are getting. And that one is good as well. So I reckon we're about 10 minutes to go. Well, 9 minutes to go in this one. 3 tries will get them to the magical triple figures. On the rate they're on, I would say that they're probably going to reach it. New South Wales Country Eagles again. Tried to float it over the top. It's messy, but it's still in their hands, and they're almost away again. Stepped into touch, so it'll be a South Australian lineup. So South Australia will have a lineup in or around the New South Wales Country Eagles 22. Stolen and off the top, and then wide ball into midfield. Thought about the kick. Now they're away. Near side. Little in and out. Hatsaris did what he could, and the scramble in defence will come and get him again. But again, the Country Eagles are set and ready in midfield. And away they go again. Little offload out the tackle. Now they come near side. Little show and go. Manages to find a way through. Back on the angle comes Marshall. Now they look to spread it. Options inside and out. They go out. Steps out of the tackle. Then runs over that one. And then the intercept. But he's offside. No sense of theatre, our referee. Save was offside. It would have made it for an interesting foot race. Save versus Lenihan. So the penalty 5 meters out. Looks like Damon's going to take over and just knock them into the corner. Line out in a very, very dangerous position for South Australia. They go to the back. Comes down. Start the drive. They are over the line and they're down, and they will score again. And that's the number 7, Dane Nethery. He's got more than one today. Too big and too strong. 5 meters out. Very, very well organised, this New South Wales pack. despite the short lead up to this competition. Lanahan sends it on the way, and the flags go up. So 92 points to 7, 5 minutes to go. So the biggest thing for South Australia is to just get through this game and concentrate on the next couple of games. There'll be some games that they will have penciled in that they want to. And drive deep, picked up by Roman, and then again they will go into midfield. Kick will find Save. Looks forward and just has a lot of orange jerseys, beats one. Shakes out the second one as well. Finally they get him. And side entry, so they'll get the advantage. What can they do with it? Rockenai. Looks for a little bit of space, can't find it. They'll come back. Still time, and it looks like they want to take the line up. Around 3 minutes to go in this one. Front of the line, but again it's stolen by New South Wales. But illegally. So they're going to look to go again for the lineup. Just around 5 meters out. We've already seen New South Wales country score from one. See whether South Australia have got anything up their sleeve. It's one, but not the way they would have wanted to. Eliipa pulls it out the back. Nice to shake away from one tackle, and then the offload will find itself in New South Wales' hands. Now they're away, out on that far side. Good covering tackle. Goes forward. And into touch. 2 and a bit minutes to go in this one. Into the middle. Again, they just look short. Ethan McInnes. Nagate will give it away, and he'll find Cody Roman, and Roman will just range forward. Save managed to stop him, but there's still gold shirts there. And they will just run around the outside. Tried to make the kick a little bit easier, but they do get there eventually. I think that will be that by the time the kick is taken. That will probably be that. And we're going to end up with a very interesting scoreline of 99 points to 7 if the kick is good. Signal from the referee says that will be that. We have hit the 60-minute mark. Playing 3 games back-to-back tonight, so there's not going to be much time on, if any, half an hour each way. Word of advice from a teammate saying don't miss this. It will take them to the 99, which is probably an interesting scoreline. Benjamin Lenihan. Sends it on its way, holds its line, flags go up, and that will be that. 99 points to 7. The New South Wales Country Eagles dispatching South Australia under 21s. Just had too much for them today. We will take a break because we'll be right back with you with Tasmania taking on Perth Gold. So welcome back. Game number 2 of this first day of the NRC2 competition. Perth Gold taking on Tasmania. Tasmania in the green and yellow jerseys. Perth in the black and gold. So Tasmania will start us, attacking the right of the screen. Perth will be attacking the left of your screen. And we are underway. Perth with first hands on the ball. And they will look out on that far side. Quick hands, and they have got numbers. They've got an overlap here, and they get it. Now it's about the pace, and he will step around the outside, and very, very early, less than a minute, Perth Gold will score the first points of the game. Perth, of course, a little bit of a chip on their shoulder as far as state rep rugby goes. I mean, lost their Super Rugby spot a couple of years ago. So very, very early on, Perth looking to push out to 7 points to 0. So Tasmania will restart. High hanging kick again. Perth are basically 1 for 1 at the moment. 1 possession, 1 score. Flat into midfield, and again they will break the line. And again the numbers will stream forward. And again they will find the odd man. And again they will score. It's too big and too strong. Of course, Perth playing in the NRC at the moment. Kick is good, 14 points to 0. So of course it is a big weekend of rugby for the NRC, both of the NRC competitions. It's a huge amount of games over the weekend here at Glen Eagles, and then in the NRC proper, Canberra Vikings taking on Fiji and Drua. Queensland Country taking on Brisbane City. That's a nice little local derby up there. Then Sydney taking on Melbourne Rising on the Sunday, and then New South Wales Country taking on the Western Force on the Sunday. If you like your rugby, it is a great, great time of year. Arms go up. Penalty to Tasmania, and Tasmania finally get to do something with ball in hand. Couple of phases and into midfield, and they're starting to threaten the 22. And they get the penalty, not rolling away. You'd say that they have to go to the corner. I don't think there's bonus points in this competition. It's just a straight round robin knockout. Not knockout, it will just be play each other for placings. Looks like there's going to be a change for Tasmania in the midfield. You can see the number 13 going through a pre-game fitness test, and he passed that one. Unfortunately for him, I think it ended there. Short ball is messy and will end up back in touch. Another Tasmania ball though. Again, it's messy, but Perth have managed to clean it up. Little offload. And to the far side, puts on the boot. Discretion, the better part of valor, let it bounce. Now has a number of black and gold shirts ahead of him. Does manage to get in front of his support though, but it's messy and nearly turned. It is turned over. And Perth are away again. Bounced into midfield and a miss pass out to this near side. And again, they find the extra man. Now it's a foot race and around the outside, and Perth will go again. Perth will continue their absolute ruthlessness with ball in hand. Flat ball and then it's pace. And too much of it. Kick directly in front. The kick is good, and they will continue to march on, and 21 points to 0. 7.5 minutes gone. So again, we start to talk about it. It's very, very early on in game 2 to talk about it. But again, Perth have to realise they have 3 games this weekend. And again, they probably will have looked through the fixtures and tried to work it out, because they don't know who they're going to be playing tomorrow or Sunday. Depends on results tonight. So, and in a way tomorrow. So it's important that they manage it. So Tassie will have a scrum. Scrum in a good midfield position. There's a little bit of blindside if they want it. Short ball. Turned over again, but illegally, not releasing. So Tassie can build the pressure again. Problem with, I think, playing the... I mean, you could talk about Tier 1 sides and Tier 2 sides in this competition. And I think that Talk about tier 1 sides in this competition, certainly New South Wales country, Queensland country. Perth Gold would be your tier 1 sides. And then everybody else will be looking to just try and hang on to their coattails. And yeah, as per usual, it will be a difficult task and put a lot of pressure on and build a lot of pressure really to turn the ball over and then find yourself standing under your own posts within a matter of seconds. So just being able to stem the tide will be a goal. Kick on its way and is good, so they're off the donut. So, for the first time today, Perth will restart. Well, the kick will end up in Tassie hands and he'll put his head down, just try and run over the top of his opposite number. Time to settle down for both of these sides. Little knock on, saw the footsteps. Arm is out for a penalty to WA. Pick and drive and the offload, now the space, now the acceleration. One to beat, tries to go around the outside with the fend as well. And again, Perth Gold turn defence into points in the blink of an eye. So 12 minutes gone and a third of the way through this first half. Perth Gold really haven't been troubled much. They conceded the penalty, but outside of that, there's not been much that's troubled this Perth side. Change is being rung already. Probably had to travel the furthest to get to this competition, possibly a toss-up between them and Queensland country, but Perth being the most isolated capital city in the world. Good kick again. So 28 points to 7 already. And Tasmania will restart. High hanging kick again. Contest in the air. Everybody's happy with it. Perth have hands on. Little show and steps back. Looks for some space. Finds some space. A little stutter step. Got him away, and now they've got numbers. And again, it's a foot race. And again, Perth continue to just keep hammering nails into the coffin. Early days, but every time they get hands on ball, they look dangerous. And again, they get over. Kick is on the way. Flags go up. So Tassie will look to restart again, 35 points to 3 down. So the stadium DJ has decided to play Don't Go Breaking My Heart in the background. I'm sure the Tassie fans will be having that right in the fields at the moment. They're going to come back and it will be a scrum down to Perth Gold in midfield. So it does look like Perth have overloaded this near side. They've given themselves a decent blind side to work with. Looks like the fly half stood directly, oh, so it's the fullback stood directly behind the scrum. He could go either way if he wanted to. So the Perth scrum, first time we really get to see them, and they've lost it. They've gone backwards. It's come back out the same channel, so they'll get another go at it. Dodged a bullet somewhat. Didn't quite get it right on the first one. Looking very, very strong at the moment, this Perth side. Obviously, we've already seen New South Wales Country today, and they nearly got to 3 figures, just the 22, just the 1 point away. They do go out onto the blind side, and again they find space, and again they're away. And again they will find the corner. First phase try, they look dangerous when they get going. Just a little bit too easy. Numbers in support if he wanted them, but he didn't need them. So Perth will continue their march. 20 minutes to go. Sorry, nearly 20 minutes gone. 13 minutes and a bit left of this half. Kick from a difficult position.
Northern Territory. No idea.
Kick is on the way. Kick is good. Good kick from far out for a right footer. It's on the wrong side for him. Managed to get it going, managed to get it over the posts. 42 points to 3. Tassie will restart again. They'll get a lot of restart work today, you would think. High hanging kick again, contestable, and Tassie come down with it. And they get ball in hand. Out to the far side, just trying to work down the short channel. They will come back this way. Out to the open field. Last time we've seen midfield versus midfield, and again they do get to go forward. They've been okay with ball in hand, but they just haven't had much ball today. Again, they will just put their head down, try and drive forward. Perth defence is good, and there's a knock-on and a turnover. Now there's numbers out this near side if they can find them, and they do. Inside and outside again. Good challenge. First time that they've really been able to slow down the Perth attack, and then big rumble in midfield is stopped, but again they can go quick, and again they have numbers out on this near side. Decides to keep it, then we'll get the offload away, then the inside ball, and over they go again. Around 10 minutes to go in the half. Just their ability to offload and the support runners means that Perth are never really short of numbers in attack. And again, we make the point again that Tasmania haven't looked terrible with ball in hand. The problem has been for them that they just haven't been able to get ball in hand. Absolutely no doubt on the kick. Picks his tee up and turns around and runs away while the kick is on its way. So Tassie will have to start at the bottom of the mountain again. So Tassie will restart again. High hanging kick. And away Perth, the go again, and the numbers, too many numbers. And he had a choice of 3. And Perth will just continue. So 52 points to 3 with 7 and a bit minutes to go in this one. And so they've hit the half century in the first half. Sent high into the sunset sky again, and Perth Gold looking to build from just inside their own half into midfield. Quick hands lost forward. Tassie, what can they do with turnover ball? Broken field for them. Again, they will get the phase play. Knocked forward, and we'll come back for that knock on. So they'll have a midfield scrum. So what have Tassie got? So Tassie with the scrum, decided to split the backs. Come to the near side. One of the South Australian imports. Trying to run the channel but loses. It's turned over again for Perth. Kick over the back does turn the fullback around. How's the bounce? The bounce is good. It's going to skip away to the touchline and in it will go. He would be hoping that they're playing NRC rules. So Tassie with the line out 5 meters out from their own line. Perth trying to steal it. It's a little bit messy. It ends up in Perth hands and they will score again. So 3.5 minutes to go, 61 points to 3. This could be a really big afternoon at the office for Tasmania. Kick to come. Brought around nicely. 63 points to 3. And Tassie will restart. Does look like they have just a couple of running injuries. High kick again. And again, Perth will get hands on. Quick hands, gone backwards. Not very clean and lost forward, so Tassie will get another scrum. 2 minutes to go. Tassie won the last one. Managed to maintain parity. The difference between the two sides really has been the fact that Perth have been so dangerous. With ball in hand. This time Perth do assert dominance in the scrum and turn it over and get the penalty. And they're off again. It'll show, and now they're in midfield. Breaks another tackle, tries to find a way through. Can't quite find one. On the outside again, it's a foot race. Finally brought down, but the black and gold shirts are streaming forward. Little show and go, tries to find a way through. No way through, but they're away again. They've got numbers here, but Tassie have managed to work their way through. They create a 2-on-1 and Perth managed to go over again. And the score just continues to rack up for the men for the West. And probably will be half time after this kick. They are in danger of finding themselves at 70 points to 3 down, Tasmania, before half-time, which certainly does threaten our 3 digits. Kick is on the way, hits the post, so they will stay under 70 at least, so it's 68 points to 3 at a half-time. We will take a break. We'll be back with you for half number 2. So welcome back to second half. I've managed to find a friend. I'm going to bring in Steph Redmond, who I've worked with on a number of occasions. Welcome, Steph. You came out to watch the rugby, and now you're going to let people hear you talk about the rugby. So it's nice to have someone to talk to. Perth have just looked incredibly strong in the first half. Almost every time they've touched the ball, they've managed to cross the white line. It's the first phase ones, I think, are the big ones that Tasmania will want to cut out. They've looked okay with ball in hand, Tasmania, just they haven't had too much ball in hand, and unfortunately for them, every time Perth get hands on the ball, they do something with it. Another penalty in midfield for a high one, and Tassie will be able to clear the lines and work into the Perth half. I was talking as well in in this game. We've probably got Tier 1 sides and Tier 2 sides in this competition. It's certainly Perth, Queensland Country and New South Wales Country you would expect to be the Tier 1 sides. The rest would be looking to get to that point, and certainly South Australia for the second year running are hosting this competition, which is always an advantage because players thinking your squad is already here. So Tassie again with ball in hand. Again imagine managing to get some phase play together and be patient, but it's not a huge inroads just yet, but they're keeping the ball, which is important. Probably a message that the Tasmanian coaches would have pushed at half time. Possession is king. Perth look like they made a mess of it though. Horrendously slow though for the men from the Apple Isle. Arm goes out and they're away. It is interesting. I said earlier on today that Western Australia does have a little bit of a chip on its shoulder when it comes to state rep rugby. Clearly, the Western Four is just stepping down to that NRC level. But the professionalism of Western Australian rugby over the last 12 to 18 months has stepped up. Very, very proud rugby state. Probably. Yeah. So Tassie with the lineup. 7 metres out. It's Massey again. But the whole point of this competition is to give the developing states something to aim for, a competition to play in. It kind of dropped off. The Australian Rugby Shield was something that, you know, was around a couple of years ago, and that's kind of been taken over now by this competition and the NRC competition. There's a lot of talk. I mean, we talk about it more than once about how do South Australia deserve a team in the NRC? So Perth, again, ball in hand and work into midfield. And again, they can go flat ball, good ball, run on the angle. Tassie have got hands on and managed to slow it down. The counter almost went. Again. Now they've got space out on that far side. One-on-one. Touching down the first points of the second half though.
4 minutes in.
So the teams are all getting ready. Away to my right and my left, Victoria Country in South Australia.
Just lining up for the conversion. It's no good when you can't hear. They're adding the extras on, taking it up to 70 points to 3 in the 37th minute.
I think we might be, it's a little bit more than that. I think our scoreboard's 75 points to 3.
75-3. Oh,
so
yeah,
we went...
add the 7 points on to 68,
no,
isn't it?
Yeah, he'll get there.
Missing.
We will get there.
Thursday afternoon. After
it is a Thursday. It's a beautiful Thursday afternoon. Finally,
Cracking
Adelaide has... Spring has sprung in Perth, well, probably in Perth as well.
It's always spring in Perth. Isn't it?
It's beautiful.
Oh, nice restart. Well recovered, but bundled into touch.
So Perth will have the line out inside their own half. Long time to go.
Top. Oh.
Just lost forward, and then it will go. What is it, about 21.5 minutes to go? Are we going to... we were very, very close to a 100-point game in the first one. I think if Perth get a roll on again...
I think we'll see close to it.
I think we could see close to it again. I think they'll probably get there. I'm not entirely sure. I'm not sure what Victoria Country side we're going to see today. Whether it's going to be competitive or whether we're, going to look one-sided again. I'm not sure. I suppose we'll find out once that one gets going.
We will find out once it gets going, Dave. They're looking like a solid-looking side.
They're a big side. I think it's
a massive scrum by Western Australia. Ball still available for Tasmania though. Made 15 metres off the back of that scrum, and ball sitting available for pick and go. Well chopped. So Tasmania going the ones again, just pick and go, taking a metre at a time. Seemed to be quite effective for them so far this half.
It's just possession, isn't it? As long as they can keep ball in hand, they'll be okay.
Oh, solidly met. And they'll go back and restart again. Oh, Perth over the ball, but from the side.
Oh, Hansy's
cheeky hand in there as well.
Hands in there.
Who would have thought?
I'm sure the forwards don't do that, do they?
No. The ball was out, Sarah, I think the call came. It's my favourite.
There's 15 different understandings of what out is.
Correct.
Per side, so 30 in total. Well, 31 if you include the referee.
Well, the ref's always got his own opinion.
His generally is the one that counts. His generally is the one that counts. So Tassie, well, Perth will have, no, Tassie will have the line out. 5 metres out.
5. And Perth seem to just be setting up for a no contest defence. All players facing up.
You would think that they would have the ascendancy when it came to power. I like that for the number 5. Didn't quite get away with it though.
He made every effort to make it look like it went down the middle.
Tried the old Penn and Teller sleight of hand.
Yeah. Bit rusty on it. So Perth will have a scrum 5 metres out from their line. I don't think Tasmania are going to pose too many threats.
Perth scrum has been absolutely dominant. So the question for Western Australia is, do they look to run from here? It doesn't. They have got someone sat back in the pocket if they want to go with the exit play.
I think they're going to run.
They can run if they want to.
Ooh.
Well, free kick, early drive. So interested whether they ask for it, and they do ask for it. And the last scrum was
9-4, one would think.
I think the 8's going to possibly have to pick up, depending on how much pressure the Perth put on.
Good.
Back for them.
Fence and marshalling his teammates who are in support and hands available for the.
So 82 points to 3. So we start getting into that mode where you start casting your vote as to whether you think they're going to make the 100.
Is it
or does he keep them out?
35s or 30s?
30s.
30-minute halves. So
it's a lot of rugby to be played.
There is a lot of rugby.
I mean, that's 3 hours of rugby each for these teams over the weekend.
So back for the restart for Tasmania. Just making a couple of substitutions.
And I think that's going to be a thing. You know, everyone's got 3 games of rugby this weekend. You've got to manage that squad.
You do.
As best you can. And I think the difficulty is as well is that coaches don't know who they're playing because it's all moving around. It's the winner of this against the loser of that.
At this stage, isn't it?
So, you know, when we looked at it last year and the fixtures were set, the coaches could look at it and go, well, I'm going to play my good players in this one. I'm going to rest them in this one.
Yep.
As Perth again will run away and they will probably go under the posts, which they will. But it's going to keep the coaches on their toes because they can't make those decisions until they know exactly what. Thought he might got away with it, but no. Our officiating crew is all over it.
Blindside for Tasmania.
This is kind of the one that you see the winger go and wander.
May have had a Tassie hand to assist it.
The likes of Tasmania and Vic Country, just to get a full travelling squad can be quite difficult for them.
Yes.
So there are some South Australian boys who didn't make the Black Falcons squad. That one is coughed up, and again, Perth can go.
Off the boot and 25 metres up the field. Quick ball. Spreading it wide again.
It's a lovely ball.
Lovely pass.
2-on-1 again, and the big boy's going to get in.
Hooker
one for the front row union.
Hooker on the wing. It's the standard call for this day and age, isn't it?
Smart play.
It is.
It's a Dean Richards type of play, isn't it? Be in the right place at the right time.
Yep.
His kicker won't thank him for it, though.
Got to have some challenges for the day. Kickers can't always have it their own way.
Again, just seeing Western Australia's, or Perth gold, sorry. their ability to turn after turnover. It's so quick, and it was something that we saw with New South Wales Country as well. When they turn that ball over, they are so fast.
The broken play is what they've, well, their set piece is very tight and tidy, but their broken play is just, look out, here we come.
So we are around 10 minutes to go.
So kick from the 22, about 3 metres in from touch. Nice strike, but
it just
pushed
didn't
it a
want to
bit
come.
right.
He thought about it. Kept everyone on the edge of the seats.
His teammates were all leaning it in for him.
It's all part of it, you know. So 94 points to 3 with 10 minutes to go. I think that 100's in real danger.
I do believe it will be.
That one is driven.
Oh, nice little short kick, but picked up nice by Perth Gold.
Just
Great leg drive. Ball is available. Straight out for some more hard leg drives.
Again, they will try down that far side.
Just probing it on the fringes, aren't they?
Pulled all the way back.
Forwards runner and bring it back for some back runners.
Oh, and it's those midfield breaks that
the 50-50
pass can
turnover.
cause them such issues at the moment.
The Tasmania trying to return.
I think, again, watching the two games today, midfield is massive in these types of games. And if you win that midfield, and Perth have been absolutely dominant in the midfield, and so too New South Wales Country. And it's a big day out if you're just going to take hit after hit after hit in those
Especially
midfields.
up the middle. Yep.
I mean, it
suck
makes
a few
you
players in
just
and
contract, and then
a couple of easy passes wide, and
oh, he's kept it in,
on the
and
toe.
it could work for Tassie. Oh, he just
unlucky.
can't quite get there.
We
He just wants to have a chat. He was close.
It was very close. Quite unlucky.
I think they just wanted to have a chat about the lean in as it went. You didn't even see the referee just, can I give a penalty try?
Willing him to score it. So Tasmania with the scrum and a good attacking position.
A real good attack. The wingers come again for that hopeful inside ball.
Oh, I reckon this one you'd have to go blind, wouldn't you?
I mean, they've left the winger. Perth have left the winger over on this side, so they have a natural overlap now if they can make it work.
Some big defence out there though for Perth Gold.
I don't think you're going to get much out of that midfield.
No, they're standing about 5 metres apart and still shoulder to shoulder, just about. So scrum set. Ball in, and good scrum by Tasmania. Nice and solid, quick ball. And contained in the centres.
They are going to get it back though, and can go again.
Oh, boot late passes.
Knock on followed by knock on.
So a couple of little knock-ons there.
And we're approaching 5 minutes to go. Wonder whether it's in their mind to hit the 100 points. I mean, the numbers of points on the boards are neither here nor there in this competition. It's not. There's no points difference. It's going. Well, it could make a difference. It's about no. I don't know.
I don't know. Well, I know Tasmania will try and keep them under the 100 as best as they possibly can, and Perth if they're thinking about it, will think we've got 5 minutes to score one more try. So,
and one more try in a position that's kickable. Otherwise, we'd have two teams finishing on 99, which would be interesting. But they are away and away again. Now he just has to pin his ears back and go.
Kick it in, but decided to centre himself and take the tackle. Wide
now
past
Tassie are in
midfield.
massive trouble.
Advantage for a high tackle.
Yeah.
Coming back the same way. And there it is.
So that is it, and
that makes 99.
Yeah, it's 99.
Still
and it's
has to kick it.
It's not nailed on, this one. He's missed one from around this area. So it's not nailed on, this.
Nice ball in the tackle.
Certainly the other coaches around the league would be looking at this and going, okay, New South Wales put 99 on the South Australian under-23s.
Yes.
Perth have put 99 on Tassie at the moment, soon possibly to go over the 100
Well, we've kicked
mark.
to come to make it 101, isn't it? So
if you are the coach of South Australia and you're looking at that, because of course South Australia are the reigning champions of this competition at the moment.
I think
They're studiously ignoring this game at the moment as they wander back into the sheds.
and there it is.
So that is it, and we will 101 to 3.
Yes, I think the Black Falcons were having a little look as they wandered across the back as that last try was scored, as you do. But heading into the change rooms, it was all eyes focused on where they're heading, not what was behind them. So, and I think the players themselves know that the coach will get into them if they were looking about, not focusing on their task ahead.
There's plenty of time to watch rugby over this weekend.
Well,
and there is
the next 3 weeks.
It's a huge amount of rugby over this weekend. Obviously, the NRC2 is going. We talked about the fact that the NRC is still going as well with the 4 games over the weekend. And
Correct.
there's a little tournament happening over in Japan as well at the same time.
So yes, if your regular season's over and now it's all about sitting on the couch and watching rugby.
Well, yes.
So a little knock on there.
Yeah, it's a defensive scrum for Perth. Tassie have got a scrum and now they have a decent blind side, but this Perth winger on this near side has shown that he's got gas to burn.
Hasn't he? Doesn't need a lot of space either.
So the sun is set here at Gleneagles Reserve. We are now fully under lights.
Massive
Turned
scrum,
over
turn
though.
over, tight head.
Oh, sit down.
Oh, and again.
2. Third one does get him and he loses it forward. Dying stages of this one.
So Tasmania will get a scrum just in their own half. 1 metre short of halfway. With a minute and a half left on the clockish.
Yeah. This one was in the books a while ago. Tassie seem to have sorted out. I mean, they're still under a huge amount of pressure, but they've managed to work out how they get the ball out coming back their way, at least.
They have. It's a...
Oh, hands. It's an interesting one. And Perth want to go, and they do
really
go.
Make any difference? Oh,
That time they got him first time.
yep. I think the arms actually managed to get around that time. Some quick ball available again for Perth. They're just rumbling up the meters.
Into the 22 again.
The leg drive and fight in the tackle's actually been pretty exceptional for Perth. They've made contact and then gone to work to go further forward. Oh, good little snipe by the 9. Still going, and scores.
That will be that, you would think, because the time will expire before the kick comes. So the score we've seen today.
One step. And bang off the left twice. Just fell through the tackles. So kick to come with 60 minutes up on the clock.
So job done for Western Australia. Job done for New South Wales country.
Yes.
South Australia, the Black Falcons in Vic country.
Up next. Under lights here. And flags up. 108.3.
It's a big old score, that one.
It is a big score.
Ladies and gentlemen, that will be yours for Perth versus Tasmania. We will take a break and we'll be back with you for the Black Falcons versus Victoria country. So here we are for the final game of the night. South Australia, the Black Falcons taking on Vic country. I'm just looking and I've just realised that's going to be very, very difficult for people at home and possibly equally difficult for us because we've got South Australia in the black and red and Victoria in the navy, which on your screens, it just looks exactly the same.
Black on black.
So we will attempt to guide you through this as best we can. We are working on the hoof as these games change over.
So the Black Falcons have the red trim around the edge and the smaller numbers.
Yeah, yeah, we'll get you there. We will catch up. We are going game to game, so our producer is just desperately
frantically trying to bash numbers and buttons.
He will get there.
So about to get started here for game 3. South Australia versus Victoria country. And a nice short kickoff, and the Black Falcons have the ball back.
It's nice to see that the referee's in green at least, so we know who he is.
Just about blends with the grass. So early hit up, taking it up to the 10-metre line. Ball available again. Short pass for the one-off up to Jack Cook, who's leg driving and gone through the first tackle and made good 10 metres. And back out to the left, ball shooting through. And South Australia have just lost 15 metres on a pass. So solid early contact. And South Australia just seem to be pistoning left and right. And nice inside ball. Oh, and a massive hit from the fullback from Vic Country. Halted play, but ruck set, ball available. And South Australia using some width, and bounce pass just went forward. So we come for a knock on.
I think it's probably the start of the South Australia one. They've had, you know,
had
they played all ball and they're in the Victorian country half.
So first scrum. So first cadence done by the referee, and just a bit unsteady in the first pack down of the scrum, so we'll reset it.
It's our first one of the day, isn't it?
It is.
Certainly looks like a mobile pack for South Australia. Certainly the bigger bodies in the Victorian shirts, it looks like. Well, actually both of the packs look fairly mobile.
They do. So solid scrum by both sides, and wide ball by Vic Country, looking for some space on the outside. And tackled far side into touch. Pitter looking for a quick line out, but decided against it. The first line out, let's see how the two sides match up for quick ball in by SA, and we're going driving.
Did they leave him? Did they not contest at all and back out of that?
I thought they did. I thought they were straight in on the man, but player must have been in front.
Yeah, I wonder whether they backed out of that one, because they celebrated like they'd sorted something out.
Well, it was accidental offside, so if they hadn't contested and
they moved the ball,
it would have been a penalty. So
they
it
moved
must
it
have been
back.
an accidental offside, brought him down, and player was in front. So Vic Country scrum. Solid platform by both forward packs.
Oh, good line.
Back the opposite way. And Vic Country just trying to use hands, heading out that right-hand side. And bringing it back. Oh, that was marginal.
Everyone's
So
happy
solid
with it.
one-up hit in the 10 channel, and kicking for space, and it's going to bounce in behind the winger, who's managed to keep it in play and has got some work to do.
It's not a bad offload, and that's a speculative one.
All re-skirred
Oh.
to Pitter. Bit of aerial ping pong there, and it's gone forward from Pitter.
It was not pretty.
I think first 5 minutes, nerves are still trying to settle for all players, I would have thought. So Vic Country with a good attacking scrum centre field on the 22. Options
It looks
both
like
sides.
Well, it looks like they're bringing everyone over this side, and they've given themselves an absolutely massive blind side.
With a 15 set directly behind the scrum. And the the far winger right out on that touchline. So.
Yeah, so that's Coutser. They put that's Coutser who's plays for Old Collegians out on that far side.
And they've gone that way. Straightening and nice offload in the tackle. Still attacking the try line. About 10 out and a little knock on. So Black Falcons with a scrum just in their 22. And we've got a little injury break.
It's one of the Victorian players who's down. It looks like he might be making his way to the sideline. I think it's probably one of those times that with the weekend that if you have a knock, there's no point playing through it and making it worse. Try and work it out. There's plenty of rugby to be played.
There's 3 days of rugby to be played, so yeah, as we were saying earlier, a bit of body maintenance, a bit of time and space. If you've got additional players that are going to fill that hole readily, then use your bodies sensibly. So Black Falcons scrum.
Well, that scrum was fairly...
It was a bit messy. Both sides just missed on the cadence. So we'll reset.
It's an interesting name. I'm just going through the team list at the moment, just trying to sort us out. Like we said, we don't have much preparation time as the games sort of roll on one from each other, and cannot see the name Satala in the South Australian
he's absent.
Squad.
Turned over in the tackle. And Victoria heading for the corner, but bundled into touch. Great defence.
It's Fleetwood Piper also from the Old Collegians. So the Old Collegians represented on the wings. Nathan Evans at fullback for South Australia. I think
So
off the top of my head is an
out.
Onkers boy.
To Skelton. So Vic not engaging into the line out. And Gerd with a hit up. Back in the pocket for a kick. And great clearance.
That's Kurt McKinley, and if you're not aware of Mr. McKinley, he has probably one of the biggest left foots.
Taking the ball up to the 10-metre line.
A massive left foot, Kurt McKinley, when he gets it going.
Well, first kick for the night for him, so he's probably, this night air is probably still a bit fresh for him. So line out slow to set for Vic Country. Slow walking and ball over the back. Available out wide, looking for some width. Now recentering. Finally contained centre field.
Driven them back into midfield and just trying to hold them up.
Held up. Have to be a more call. So now no one has to let go.
Must be a wonderful moment for forwards when they don't have to remember what to do when you hit the floor.
Generally, most of them they do. They hit the ground and roll away though, because it's so ingrained nowadays, isn't it? Then you've got a halfback who's heard the call of maul, and you get directed big time. So we have another centre field scrum. Midway 22 and 10.
I was going to say he didn't go Victoria, didn't he?
No. Falcons ball. So coming up to the 10-minute mark, first half, no score yet. So clean set of heels taken off the scrum. Fleetwood Piper just bundled into touch. So Vic Country ball defending now in their own 22, 10 metres out from the try line.
There's an interesting spread. Like I said, I'm going through this team list. There's an interesting spread of players club-wise.
So great take off the top against the throw. South Australia rumbling it up towards the try line. Gerd on the one-out runner.
Turned over though.
Turned over in the tackle. And back into the pocket for a clearance. Not finding touch. So Pitter with ball in hand is gone about 4 off the left foot and finally scragged on the 22. Smith out to Marshall, still going, fighting for the line. Pick and go, couldn't quite pick a number. Pick and go again. Losing metres, and we're going one off back the other way now. Skelton pick and went.
Stanojevic will look for a little bit of space as well. It's amazing, you know, for 95 metres, you can get across that gain line and make 6 or 7 metres every time. In that last 5 metres,
how
defensively,
it's back against the wall. So, scrum, 5 out. We've got an injury to
Smith. Yeah, he's just struggling a little bit. He's been under an injury cloud for the last couple of years. Liam Smith from Onkaparinga. I think he missed a couple of games at the beginning of the season.
He did, actually. He was there at the end of the year. He had a solid season. Just seems to be a bit ginger tonight.
I'm just trying to look where he is. Where his area of issue is. Looks torso-y. But, well, I mean, it's taken 3 games, but we've finally got one that looks a little bit closer.
Thus far, it is. So just getting a bit of attention. Says to the trainer he's okay. So we'll have a scrum 5 metres out, about 20 metres in from touch.
Just looking on the South Australian bench, I can't see a definite hooker replacement. Jaden Phillips would be your hooker replacement.
Does Freddie Samuel play there as well?
I know he's a front rower, but I think he's more of a prop than a hooker. But I think most modern props now can play at least scrummage anywhere on the front 3.
They try, yeah. So solid scrum, just inching it forward, and Marshall taking it off the back, crossfield, turned over. Oh, held on.
Penalty not releasing, yeah.
He got himself a bit isolated, and support was just a fraction late to get there. So Vic had all rights to the ball, and Marshall just decided to hang on for that extra second and paid the ultimate price for it. It
was an interesting signal from the referee. It had most of the South Australian fans wondering whether there was a try there.
Going penalty try, but exit.
Oh, good hands, young man.
Takes Vic Country just outside the 22. And another long throw over the back that fractionally down the outside of the channel.
I think it's, you know, this is the thing. We talked about the preparation time coming into this tournament, and that's probably the set piece that's going to need the most amount of work. But hookers, really, whoever you're throwing the ball into, it's got to be straight. That doesn't change.
No, you've got a line you've got to throw down. It's just judging the height for the players that are going up to receive it. So
you would forgive them missing a target high or low, but you've still got to be...
A low target you should probably hit. It's the one that just drifts over the top. You've still got to have the back clear up, but you've got to go down that centre channel. So South Australia attacking again, centre field, massive bump off. And first try of the game to
Coe.
Terry
Coe, a Cook Islander and multi-sportsman as well. Well, multi-coded, and played for the combined states in the rugby league as well. He's just a big, strong runner.
Definitely a man you do not want to take up around the chest.
No, he plays for Port Adelaide. Port Adelaide, of course, winning Premiership 2 this year in South Australia. They did the double, their A grade and their B grade, winning that one. So Port Adelaide certainly in a rebuilding phase, but probably the best of the second tier clubs within South Australia.
So it took us nearly 16 minutes for the first score in this one.
But it's I mean, he has been, I mean, I've watched him over the last couple of years. I've seen him play rugby league, I've seen him play rugby union, and just so strong. And like you say, if you try and take him high,
you're going to find yourself
you're on a hiding to nothing. But then again, he gives you, you know, and it's probably about as big a compliment as you can give, and even more so with you being a Kiwi, he gives you the Jonah Lomu problem though. Yeah. If you go high, he's going to push you away. If you go low, he's going to step through you.
You've got a massive set of tree trunks to do.
Yeah, so, you know, one of those players that really puts defenders in two minds. Like you've almost got to do.
About a double team, isn't it?
It's the South African gang tackle.
Yep.
Is the only way that we're going to.
So Vic Country restarting.